We are living in an extraordinary moment, a time when cutting-edge technologies are fueling scientific breakthroughs at a pace like we've never seen before. And if you know me, you know one of my favorite things to do in this world is distill these discoveries into something digestible yet nuanced, so we can share in the awe of biology and metabolism together. But today's video is going to be something different, something new for my channel. This is a rapid-fire, high-yield rundown of my 10 favorite original research findings published in top science journals over the past year. We're going to talk about topics spanning brain health, mental health, the microbiome, heart health, muscle function, and more. And each one of these breakdowns comes with its own full-length video. So if something sparks your curiosity and you want to learn more, you'll have ample opportunity to dive down the rabbit hole. Fun? Ready? Let's go. Major finding 1, how chronic stress hijacks your brain and what to do about it. New neuroscience research published in the prestigious journal Nature reveals how chronic stress can cause depression. Yes, I said that. In a nutshell, chronic stress, but not short-term acute stress, chronic stress disrupts a critical cellular cleanup process called autophagy, and in a brain region known as the lateral habenula. Autophagy is like your brain's janitor crew, and the lateral habenula can be thought of as the brain's depression center. And under persistent chronic stress, the autophagy janitors go on strike from this key brain region, and trash starts to pile up inside neurons. It's not exactly trash, specifically receptors for the brain's main go signal, the neurotransmitter glutamate, they build up unchecked, making neurons in the depression center, the lateral habenula, hyperexcitable. And the result is the brain is stuck on high alert, amplifying distress and fueling depressive symptoms. And the study showed that different antidepressant medications used in humans like ketamine and paroxetine each restore autophagy in the lateral habenula, offering a shared cellular level mechanism for their mood stabilizing effects, despite the fact that they're very different medications, but they converge on this fascinating new biology. And here's the really empowering part, in my opinion. Autophagy is not set in stone. It's dynamic, it's influenced by your daily habits, your sleep, stress management, exercise, social connection, and nutrition. So supporting your cellular cleanup system with simple daily actions can lower chronic stress and support brain resilience, protect you from depression. Depression isn't just psychological, it's also biological. And by understanding these new mechanisms, we unlock new strategies to heal. Not just with willpower or mental willpower, but with hard science. Finding 2, MPO, the biomarker in fat that wrecks your blood vessels. Obesity, it's not just a number on a scale. It itself is a biological stressor, one that assaults your blood vessels from both sides, inside and out. New research published in Cell Reports Medicine reveals that a measurable biomarker and inflammatory enzyme called myeloperoxidase, or MPO for short, may be a missing link that connects excess fat tissue to oxidative stress, impaired vascular function, and heart disease. MPO can attack blood vessels from within, the inside of the blood vessels, harming the endothelial lining and oxidizing LDL particles, and, maybe more interestingly, from surrounding fat tissue, in a sort of metabolic pincer maneuver that blocks fat browning and energy burning and suppresses generation of the hormone adiponectin. And this leads to stiffer, less flexible blood vessels and less healthy arteries. But here's the good news. MPO is measurable, modifiable, and meaningful. You can test it, you can influence it. And there are interventions that might reduce it, like zinc, taurine, certain probiotics, and even melatonin. They all might reduce MPO. But really, the most impactful approach is just improving your metabolic health through fat loss, sleep, exercise, and clean nutrition. And if you choose to dive down the rabbit hole on this video, I'll tease seed oils do make a cameo in a nuanced and provocative way. 3. Microscopic brain tunnels that could help prevent Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Could your brain be hiding tiny sci-fi-like tunnels that help protect it from Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease? Well, according to new research published in Neuron, it's not fiction, it's biology. These structures are called tunneling nanotubes. They're bridges, microscopic bridges between neurons and microglia, which are the brain's cleanup and support cells. Researchers found that microglia use these tunneling nanotubes to suck up toxic proteins like tau, associated with Alzheimer's disease, and alpha-synuclein, associated with Parkinson's disease. The microglia use the tunneling nanotubes to suck these out of neurons. But that's not all. These nanotubes also let the microglia deliver fresh, healthy mitochondria to neurons, like they're giving battery packs for your neurons. This improves neuron metabolism and keeps your brain healthy. Now, while protocols to increase nanotube formation and potentially improve brain aging are still at the frontier of science, this study does offer a clear takeaway. Mitochondrial health matters. That means the real power is in your daily habits, movement, sleep, clean nutrition, and occasional ketosis, which can all support mitochondrial health and cognitive resilience as you age. 4. Can inflammation cause anxiety? Anxiety can be triggered by many things. But what if it's not just your thoughts that make you anxious? Groundbreaking new research published in the journal Cell shows that inflammatory molecules, specifically interleukin-17 or IL-17 for short, can directly affect the brain's anxiety center, the basolateral amygdala, amplifying anxious states. In fact, when researchers injected IL-17 into the brains of mice, the mice became visibly more anxious. And chemically turning on or off neurons in the basolateral amygdala, neurons with these IL-17 receptors, it turned anxiety on or off respectively. In brief, the way it works is that these inflammatory molecules, the IL-17, act itself as a neurotransmitter, binding to its receptors and making neurons in the anxiety center of the brain jumpier and more excitable. It's just like if you're feeling anxious and someone taps you on the shoulder, you are more excitable, you're more likely to jump. And it's similar with your neurons, and IL-17 is one chemical making that happen. But there's a flip side to the coin. IL-10, an anti-inflammatory molecule, which calms down the anxious state by dampening neuron activity in the anxiety center. Thus, inflammatory and anti-inflammatory molecules act as neurotransmitters in your brain and are engaged in a tug-of-war that influences your mental state. This has real-world human consequences. Your diet, your gut health, your electrolyte balance, and lifestyle choices can all influence levels of inflammatory signals like IL-17. For example, westernized diets and inflammatory conditions, they ramp it up. And the message, well, mental health is metabolic health, and metabolic health is mental health. Your immune system and your brain are in constant conversation. And through reducing inflammation through smarter choices, you're not just taking care of your body, you're calming your mind. 5. The olive compound that boosts muscle performance. New research published in Cell Metabolism reveals a powerful compound found in olives and olive leaves called oleiropine may enhance muscle performance and combat age-related muscle loss by unlocking mitochondrial energy production. At the molecular level, muscle contractions depend on calcium signaling, not only to trigger movement via actin and myosin cross bridges, you can Google that if you want, but also by activating energy production in mitochondria, the cell's power plants. Calcium flows into mitochondria through a gateway protein called the mitochondrial calcium uniporter. And this is assisted by a key regulator called MCUR1. And as we age, MCUR1, this assistant protein, its levels decline, and with them, muscle mass and function. But here's where things get exciting and practical. Scientists screened over 5,500 natural compounds, and in doing so, they discovered that oleuropein activates the mitochondrial calcium uniporter, MCU, and enhances calcium entry into mitochondria, revving up energy production. In preclinical models in mice, it improved endurance and reduced fatigue, and in older mice, it even increased muscle mass. So it's possible this compound in olives and olive leaves might also be defending your mitochondria from age, effectively future-proofing your muscles. I hope this is true, and if so, all of my dreams are coming true. 6. The poison that might be powering your cells. Cyanide. It's one of history's most infamous poisons, but new research published in Nature Metabolism suggests your body makes its own cyanide to protect your cells and keep your metabolism aflame. At low levels, cyanide actually enhances mitochondrial energy production, protects cells from damage, and may even guard against injury from events like heart attacks, at least in animal models. Researchers also found that glycine, a common, simple amino acid, boosts endogenous cyanide production with potential beneficial effects on metabolism. Now, to be clear, this does not mean you should go supplement cyanide. Please do not. But this study does flip the script on what we thought we knew. Cyanide isn't just a killer, it might be a key player in your functional metabolism. So I ask you, what else are we missing about the chemicals inside us? If a deadly poison can also be an important and beneficial signaling molecule, what common knowledge today may be a laughable myth tomorrow? Kind of a provocative question, but a good one. Okay, 7. Can a virus cause food addiction? Food addiction is real. It can be measured, quantified, and creates legitimate human suffering, just like any substance use disorder. One may even argue our modern food ecosystems and social norms make sugar and processed food addictions more difficult to manage than other addiction disorders. And now, new research in Nature Metabolism suggests a virus, specifically one called Gokusho virus WZ2015A from the Microviridae family, I know that's a mouthful, may contribute to food addiction. This virus was found to be positively associated with higher food addiction scores, along with greater waist circumference and altered dopamine brain activity, as measured by fMRI. This is similar to changes seen in other drug addictions. And this wasn't just a correlation, because transplanting human gut viruses into mice caused the food addiction-like behavior. This sort of fecal transplant experiment is how researchers prove a connection is not just associative, but causal. So how does it work? The virus appears to interfere with the metabolism of tyrosine and tryptophan, amino acids that are precursors to dopamine and serotonin. Now, while no one's bottling a cure to this virus just yet, this research shows how gut viruses could rewire our reward systems and cravings, shining new light on the biological drivers of obesity and mental health. If a virus can make you crave Fruit Loops and candy, maybe understanding it can help you say no to them as well. And I'll also plug that the longer form of this video is part of a series where I feature exclusive clips from the research team. So definitely check it out. You don't want to miss that. 8. Ketones take out the trash. This new study in Cell Chemical Biology just revealed that ketones, molecules your body make during fasting or a ketogenic diet from fat, may help clean up misfolded proteins in the brain linked to Alzheimer's disease. These misfolded proteins like amyloid and tau are central to neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's, and the researchers found that ketones do 2 remarkable things. First, they convert the toxic soluble forms of these misfolded proteins into the insoluble forms, and 2, help clear those insoluble forms from the brain. In simple terms, ketones don't just fuel your brain, they may act like molecular janitors, sorting and removing metabolic trash from the brain. And what's really wild to me is how specific these ketones seem to be. They appear to target only the bad apples in the bunch, the misfolded, unstable proteins, while leaving healthy proteins alone. This selective effect could, at least in part, explain the neuroprotective and/or neurological benefits of ketogenic diets as seen in both mice and humans with Alzheimer's disease. This isn't just about fueling the brain. It's about programming how the brain cleans itself. And that might open the door to a new frontier in neurodegenerative disease prevention, where diet and metabolism directly shape protein balance and brain resilience. It's pretty cool, right? But if you want the super simple version, cleaning your brain and supporting proper protein folding is essential to long-term brain health. And diet, especially ketogenic diets, along with proper sleep, certain light biohacks, omega-3 fats, and heat exposure, say in the form of saunas, are all techniques you can use to keep your brain young and fit for longer. I know many of you will want more on this, so tell me what questions you have in the comments. Moving on, 9. How stress starves your gut bacteria, and what to do about it. What if your emotional state can feed or starve your gut bacteria, literally? Well, new research in Cell reveals a stunning gut-brain connection. Psychological stress can deplete beneficial gut bacteria by disrupting a brain-to-gut signaling pathway. It starts in the amygdala, an emotional stress hub in your brain, which in this case, the central amygdala, normally sends calming signals down the vagus nerve to activate glands called Brunner's glands in your intestines. And these glands produce mucin, a vital nutrient for your good guy gut bugs, which helps support digestion, immune function, and the gut lining. But under stress, this communication breaks down. Mucin production stops, and good guy gut bacteria get starved, which can lead to symptoms like bloating, leaky gut, and inflammation. But the good part? This is actionable science. You can support your gut-brain loop by reducing stress through deep breathing, especially a physiologic sigh, which is 2 stacked inhales followed by a long exhale, like. Also, yoga, or just whatever actually relaxes you, even if that's binge-watching Game of Thrones, like it is for me. So the takeaway? Stress isn't just in your head, it's in your gut. And by managing your nervous system, you can literally feed your microbiome and boost your gut health and mental health from the inside and out. Okay, finally, 10. Can a ketogenic diet help prevent colon cancer? New research published in Nature Communications suggests that a ketogenic diet could help protect against colon cancer. And the secret weapon might be the 18-carbon saturated fatty acid called stearic acid. In microbiome humanized mice, that's mice with transplanted human gut microbiota, researchers found that a ketogenic diet led to fewer tumors, smaller tumors, and lower overall tumor burden. And even more striking, transplanting the microbiomes from keto-fed mice to other mice conferred the same cancer protection properties, pointing to the gut and gut bacteria as a key player in this anti-cancer effect. But how? The ketogenic diet favored microbes that produced more stearic acid, which delivered a double punch. The stearic acid triggered tumor cell death, apoptosis, and it calmed inflammatory immune cells. And here's the kicker. Stearic acid didn't just have to come from bacteria. It could come directly from dietary supplementation, and this had a similar anti-cancer effect in the preclinical animal models. That's where foods like tallow, cocoa butter, and shea butter come in, because they're all naturally rich in this 18-carbon saturated fat, stearic acid. Now, does this mean red meat could be cancer protective? Not exactly. You can see the full video for more nuance, but stearic acid is just one compound in a complex food. And context is everything. It's legitimately possible that a ribeye with fries in someone with obesity might fuel disease, might fuel cancer, while the same ribeye steak in a clean ketogenic diet context eaten by a healthy person might do the opposite, protect from cancer. So bottom line, diet and metabolic state shape how your body interacts with food. Curious, isn't it? Diet science isn't simple. And anyone who tells you it is, well, I'm gonna have a beef with them. So in conclusion, what did we just witness? We witnessed 10 discoveries, each its own story, its own mystery unraveled, all converging on a central truth. Biology is dynamic, metabolism is mission critical, and your daily choices are powerful levers in shaping your health destiny. If any of these discoveries lit a fire for your curiosity, I encourage you to dive deeper in the linked full-length videos for each one. And if you score a 10 out of 10 by watching all of them, bravo, you're officially a metabolic health nerd. Welcome to the club. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your questions or favorite facts in the comments. Your curiosity helps drive this channel forward. So until next time, stay curious, stay metabolically empowered, and have some fun along the way. Bye.